Hello there, people. I hope you're well. Uh, Today, I would like to discuss a subject that needs to be discussed in the astrology community, and just a finding I found. But not everything that I say will apply for all those people who got this. But it's important to harness Pluto energy, channel it in a productive and healthy way. If you don't, it can turn out really ugly. Pluto is a malevolent force. It represents power, death and rebirth, regeneration, the dark psychology of human behavior that we all hide from the world. So it is important. We need to discuss this. It's very important. So, yeah, I found in my studies that hard aspects from Pluto and yeah, any aspect from Pluto can create murderers and serial killers and criminals. And we need, yeah, I'm not sure, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything here, but so when you have, for an example, I can mention some serial killers and killers who had hard aspects. Sun square Pluto is a pretty prominent aspect in murderers' natal chart. Um, and why I think so is that Pluto trauma, when it's like squaring the sun, conjunction the sun, or opposition the moon, etc. Though, like the trauma you get from your father is very brutal. It's like ancestral karma, or something. I don't know. It's like this trauma will really affect a native's uh, subconscious mind. The Pluto represents the darker part of our subconscious mind. So, Sun square Pluto, if someone has that, it can just, this trauma will stay in the Pluto natives, subconscious mind their whole life. If they don't do shadow work and do healing, inner child healing, and healing past traumas, it can turn out really violent and ugly and disturbed, especially the hard aspects from Pluto to the Sun, Moon, Ascendant, squares, oppositions, conjunctions, they can turn out really ugly. And I'm just going to give an example of this. We who have Pluto aspects to our big three, I have a Pluto aspect to all my big threes: my Sun, my Ascendant, my Moon. I got Sun square Pluto, Pluto sextile the Ascendant, Pluto sextile the moon. So I got to my all big three major aspects, and you know it creates a lot of steam inside of you, a lot of intensity, a lot of like, if you don't channel it in competition, martial arts, or doing intense research and meditating and studying the occult and research hidden subjects, this energy, this like force I have inside of me, this dark subconscious energy I have, can turn out nasty. Like, people with Pluto aspects can think about murdering someone if they insult them wrong. It turns out extremely nasty and intense. I'm saying that I'm murder someone or gonna murder someone, but I can give examples now for some people who haven't channeled the Pluto energy in the correct way, and it have turned out really nasty. So the first one is Nicholas Browner. I think his name is that, Nicholas Browner, or Nicola Browner. He like in 2008, I think, he murdered his whole family, including his brothers and his mom and his father. And he had his son in Aquarius, square Pluto. See, it's not easy to be good. So he had his son in Aquarius, square Pluto. And what he did in a very meticulous way, very calculating and cunning way, because Aquarius is a very cerebral, intelligent zodiac sign. It's like the higher octave of Mercury, Uranus. So he like made a plan how to murder his whole family, and he did it in a very calculated way. Uh, and he had no remorse. You can see Nicholas Browner. You can see the, like, when he's being, when he's being inherited. What is it called, interrogation, in a police interrogation. He is so cold all the time and calculated, and I don't. He tried to make it look like there was a burglar going inside. He was like 15, 14 years old, but he was very intelligent. He had the best grades, and he made it look like he was a burglar who had gone inside and stole lead items. And he wasn't home during. He said he was at the. He even manipulated his friends to say that. He was with them play like watching a movie or something, and he took his father's firearm and just murdered his whole family when they were sleeping, shooting them to death. uh, and he had Sanskrit flu, and he was severely abused by his father. Like his father was controlling, demeaning him, saying that he was bad, taking out his demons on Nicholas, and Nicholas became disturbed, twisted. He couldn't channel this subconscious dark force in a good way. Another killer who uh, is not that known, but yeah, Michael Hernandez. He was a also like 14, 15, I don't remember, but he also had his sun in Aquarius square Pluto. And he, in a calculated way, just for fun, he couldn't channel this Pluto energy in productive ways. So he took them inside a bathroom, his best friends, and they were like his sidekicks, so they did everything he done. And he, in a very meticulous way, all the details, murdered him in cold blood, like calculated perfectly how he would murder his friends in the bathroom. He took a knife, I think, and he knew all the organs. He was good in like human anatomy, and so he knew all the organs, and he stabbed them. They are a good, cute friend of him who were kind, and he did it like 48 times, like stabbed him. So I'm not sugarcoating anything here, but it could be that malevolent dark subconscious force that Pluto is. And if it's not channeled, like once again in a productive way, astrology, secret society research, and meditating and taking care of yourself, and using it in healthy ways in competition, this can be the outcome. I'm sorry to say this. Another example is he was a doctor in Sweden. It's been known throughout the world now. He I don't remember his name now. It was a Swedish name, but he, in a very meticulous and a calculated way, uh, poisoned a prostitute. He didn't. He was a doctor, and he didn't have a lot of friends. I mean, he couldn't like socialize with women for some kind of some reason, and he meticulously like gave this prostitute, a Swedish woman, strawberries in some kind of sleeping pill medication liquid form, and in the champagne he was very romantic. And then he had for years created a bunker on the Swedish countryside, and he meticulously like planned it through all details, how he would like kidnap a woman and have them in this bunker. He built it specifically so no one could hear if the women were screaming. They were trying. There was no escape. It was like doors they had in prison. Like, and he did it in such a calculated way, like planned evil for a long time. And then, but he is. Fortunately, this woman got wanted for being gone. He didn't expect that because she was a prostitute, and he took her to the police station. I don't know, maybe I don't know why he did it. It was a bit stupid, but he took her there, and she was in like he said he wanted her to say that she was um, being just going with him for a trip and like holiday trip, romantic holiday trip. But she told the police when they were like talking to her, and he got arrested. So he wanted to possess someone that's like really Pluto obsessive energy. Like he wanted to possess her, like having her as her. It was very dark, and he had Pluto conjunction Sun. His Sun was in Libra and was conjunction with Pluto in Scorpio. So, but yeah, the thing here, I'm not going to present all the killers who have, but it's a pattern I've seen in my research that these disturbed murderers and psychopaths, some of them have hard Pluto aspects, and I'm wondering why. And this is why we who have Pluto aspects need to channel this energy in a productive way, or else it could turn nasty. And it's important. I'm not saying that everyone with a Pluto, hard Pluto aspect to their Sun, Moon, Ascendant, Mercury is going to commit murder or crime, but it's important to channel this in competition, doing intense research. And yeah, and that's what I wanted to say with this video. And I can, like, it was a Swedish murderer also. Juha Vailakaila was his name, Juha Valjakalla, and he lived in Sweden. He had a girlfriend, and he had his, I think, his sun in Gemini, and Pluto was in Virgo. It was a square, Sun square, Pluto square, and he stole a bicycle from a little kid or something, and he went to the graveyard with his girlfriend, and the family came and confronted him about the stolen bicycle, and he had a shotgun rifle, and he murdered the whole family, when they challenged him. And this can also be the outcome. So we need to discuss things like this in astrology. We cannot sugarcoat things. So yeah, Pluto aspects can be really violent and nasty and disturbing if we don't, because this subconscious trauma that Pluto creates, this darkness, so we need to channel it in a healthy way. Thank you for watching, dear people, and if you're interested in buying a reading from me, feel free to email me at carlnybrink@gmail.com. I will write it down below. My fee is affordable, and I do transit readings, sinister readings, compatibility readings. Thank you for watching, dear people. Take care now. Namaste.